Hello and welcome to Fin Business. Today we are in conversation with Sundar Krishnan, who's heading the risk department of Reliance Nippon Life Insurance Company. So welcome to Fin Business.
Hi.
Sir, there are many areas, in fact, and interesting areas when you speak about digital. In a way, digital is a very blanket statement. But if you look at insurance company, there are artificial intelligence, there are blockchain, robotics, big data, and many things insurance companies are adopting right now. But I will focus specifically on analytics. What kind of analytics are you using in your company? In your operations, in your HR activities, in your businesses?
Almost every aspect of our business is being digitally transformed. In fact, we have a transformation office now set up to ensure that the whole transformation process is smoothly run. As we speak, people, process, technologies have been transformed now to handle the whole digitalization, or what we call as the digital era, to usher in that smoothly. To give you an idea, if policies were issued, say, in 1 month's time, now it's issued in minutes, and all with the use of Aadhaar or fingerprint.
Right.
And analytics is very, very important, because data has become oxygen to financial services. Without data, you would die. And for risk management function that I handle, a risk management function cannot function without data and analytics. So we use SAS analytics to harness data and find out exactly where are the risks. All my risk dashboards, risk analytics that I run is based on data and analytics work in the backend. We have a big analytics team that helps us in developing such models, risk models for us, propensity models as we call it, and exactly predict where are the risks. So it's like doing a surgical strike across the border with the use of data. And therefore analytics is key to decision making today. And more you use analytics, better it is from a customer perspective, because customer gets a more accurate product, service, solution from the financial services company.
A very interesting insights, in fact. Recently, if you could listen to Satya Nadella recently, made a very important statement. And the important statement is, yes, analytics is going to play a pivotal role, or yes, analytics is crucial when it comes to a decision making at BFSI, but it will not be successful unless your data is in shape. So right now, most of the companies are facing this problem, that how to put the data in shape first. So what are the precautions, or what are the measures that you have taken at your company to, one, put your data in shape, and how actually you use analytics as a tool, whether you are using, you said SAS, but Hadoop and any other Tabula kind of stuff to predict it, how it is going to benefit for you?
A very interesting point that you made. We collected so many data in the app forms that we deal with. The forms were long. When we did an analysis, finally we found only 50 or 60% of the data that we collected is actually fed in the system. 40% is not even fed in the system. When you're talking about data being in shape, data also, what is collected is not fed in the system. That's the first part. Second part, obviously, the data then goes into disparate systems, and systems don't talk to each other.
Right.
When you need a middleware, then you do the data sizing project, then you do the analytics team to unearth what is the mystery of data, connect the dots. And yes, it takes terrible amount of time later.
Yes.
And it's not cost effective. It's highly prohibitive. But we treat all this as an investment. And of course, what happens then is, then you tighten the rule engines in the front end. You put more validations in the front end. You capture data at one go. For instance, you have Aadhaar. You get so much data of the customer straight away. So we look at quick strikes to get more accurate data upfront, unlike the past. So while we used to lose 40% of the data collected, now it's not that way. It's actually we collect one data and collect 10 more data of the customer through repositories, through service centers, through intelligence use of social media, through searches. So it's different game now. You predict what will happen. You predict the behavior of customer.
True.
And analyze the behavior of customer and then collect data. So you would know exactly where does Amol go, which day of the week Amol spends his time with his family, what date he spends, where does he like, what food he likes.
So
what
you're
is
keeping
his-
a tab and accordingly
Absolutely.
customizing a policy for me. Okay.
Absolutely. So it's the other way around now. So all data is externalized instead of internalized, and its analytics behavior is used to find out what suits the customer best, and then the right offer is made to the customer. And customer is really pleasantly surprised. How did you know I like this? I like the marigold flower and this shop, because you bought 3 times already. We have known that. So that's
So then
how.
I have a very specific question here. If you know that XYZ person is liking a marigold flower, how many times do you actually sell him a marigold flower? Or is it actually making sense if I ask you specifically? Are you, when you make a customized policy, are there really a buyers?
Yes, of course, there would be bias. I don't know whether you've bought policy, booked tickets online. If you booked on ticket online, Jet Airways, for instance, you will end up buying ICICI Lombard policy for the flight, because they've tied up with Jet Airways in such a smooth way that you will have to switch off that button to say I don't want the policy for that trip. So customers do need. There were so many frantic calls to me, Sundar, why don't you talk to your Reliance General Insurance, your sister company, and get me a policy. I'm flying on Thursday. So there is a need.
No, but that is it's a bit a digression. In fact, it's a distraction. The point that you told me is very important. Yes, you go to not only Jet, but you go to any airline portal, and you will find one click of whether ICICI Lombard or Bajaj Allianz or many other companies. You have to actually say no if you don't want to buy a policy, or they will issue a policy if you are buying a ticket. But my question is this: that when you have this data, when you are actually making this analytics, how useful it is to sell the policy? I mean, when did you start using this analytics, and how much difference it made in your business? Since now you know that Amol or someone else is buying this kind of policy, are you actually selling this policy to that person? If yes, how many policies have you sold in?
So use of IoT, use of data, use of behavior, use of can exactly tell you what is the policy to be bought or sold to the customer. So, and customer is also does it like that. So you'll ask, why so much? Why? What is the value? What is the problem? How did you calculate? No, so sir, you smoke 6 cigarettes a day, and by that this is the premium that will be given to you. So yeah, that's fine, great. That's the kind of service that is very personalized, very behavioral oriented, absolutely objective, and data oriented. So the decision making today is all objectivity, data, splice dime data. Don't waste time of the customer. Make it one stroke. Don't ask the customer to come again and again. Moment he puts his fingerprint, he should get the insurance policy. That's what we are doing now.
But again, a bit specific. So now you have mastered the art of analytics, and you know that what Amol or what XYZ does. How much major shift has happened in your business? Because now you have bank assurance, now you have a traditional agency as well, and now you have this analytic model as well. So do you believe that going ahead, this customized policy will be as big as your bank assurance or a traditional agency model?
4 years back, when we started all this digitalization, then we started what we call a tab-based sale. We give tabs to our sales guys, and then they have to enter data of the customer in the tab, in the field. And then you capture the video of the customer live. And then underwriters actually then use the rule engine to find out how much is the policy that needs to be provided. So what then happened now is we've now connected with Aadhaar, with UDAI. So we are giving this fingerprint machine. So idea is we also used to make lots of calls, what we call as verification calling, and customers used to get irritated. So if Aadhaar is put, if I use the tab and I use this chain of controls like video, I've dispensed with PIVC, which is a post-issuance verification calling.
Right.
So instant issuance of policy is happening, and customized policy is happening, and there are very minimal interruptions or interference with customer life. Now coming back to your question, so when I used to sell 1% of my policies or 0.5% of policies through tab, today month on month I have reached 46. I am planning to reach 66. Sooner I will reach 85. This is the transformation. That's why transformation is happening. We have hired a big multinational consultant paying so many crores just to do the transformation project.
So you going ahead, you will sell more policies and reduce cost on the operations.
Our dream is that one of the branches today is 100% digital. So our dream is everything should be digital, 100% digital.
Now analytics has been used to issue the policies, and you're doing really good there. Keeping that point in mind, how helpful analytics is specifically for the claim
our
process?
Claim settlement ratio was somewhere in 86%, 85%. Now it is 94.5. This is retail, mind you. Group is 99.5. So group policy means we'll pay all the claims, no
Yes.
questions asked.
Yes.
How? How is, we have better services, we have claims analytics that runs, we have a CRM system, which is customer relationship management. So moment a claim is lodged, we know exactly what to tell the customer. There are 3 or 4 documents only, don't ask too many documents, only one time we ask. Once the claim documents are submitted, or we do also follow up now, and we ensure the claim is paid on time within that.
And how do you actually process the authentic claims? Because I'm sure there are a lot of...
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
based on the analytics that we run, so there are locations, 200 odd locations in the country which are fraud prone. There is a certain age brackets which are fraud prone. There are certain occupations that are fraud prone, like self-occupied, housewife. So we have 35 variables for that. So based on the analysis, we know we do a surgical strike. Today I investigate only 2% of my claims. I don't investigate 98%. That's the kind of propensity we have reached using data.
So how much money have you invested to process these claims, and how much money have you
So
saved
if I
now?
invest say 60-65 lakhs, today I save about 60 crores in claims that I would have paid.
And that has been reduced your operation time or turnaround time as well.
And look at the settlement ratio, at the same time I settle more and more claims.
So going ahead, you will bat more on the analytics.
Absolutely, no doubt. There's no, whole insurance business is about data. Risk management is data management. How you splice them data, how you have dashboards and scorecards is what is all the game about.
Great, Sundar. Those were like really great insights. Thank you so much for talking to Fin Business.